For latest updates, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon.
Why do you think it is important to have an important workforce?
Let's understand logistics. Like I've been around for almost 4 decades, and we have other panelists also who would have put in 3-4 decades over here. The entire way in, and we all belong to one segment of logistics, which we need to be sensitive about, and we need to be clear that we all belong to what the government of India wants to call EXIM logistics. Just for the benefit of all the participants, the Logistics Sector Skill Council, we have divided logistics in India into 12 verticals. And one of the verticals is EXIM logistics, where I think everyone on the panel is working. So we should talk EXIM logistics and we should not really be talking logistics. That is one. I have been in EXIM logistics for the last nearly 4 decades, and how has the industry changed? The industry changed from owner-driven, domain-driven to relationship-driven, which is where I think India made a very big mistake, that EXIM logistics moved from domain-driven to relationship-driven. When we moved to relationship-driven, somewhere the domain got lost. People don't know basic issues. Today you meet a staff who is maybe 30, 35 years old. That means he spent 10 years in working in relationship logistics. You ask him simple questions on logistics, he can't answer them. But you ask him, ki you go meet this person and get my work done, he can do it like that for you. I think we need to recognize that with so much amount of facilitation, with so much amount of software, hardware being used now, relationship management is not the future. The future is somebody who knows the domain, understands the domain, and more importantly, who knows how to apply the domain. We are a 65-year-old company. Everybody who meets me or before me, my brother or my father, would always say, very knowledgeable people. But my knowledge today is of very little value. The knowledge of my data entry person, who is the entry level person, is what is going to decide how good or bad my company is. So unless we recognize that the lowest person in your organization is being empowered, he is having the ability to take certain decisions, his ability to act on the domain, unless he is given those tools, unless he is given those domains, it is not going to happen. Let us look at the trucking industry in India. The driver is very much empowered, but it never got institutionalized because more than 90% of the trucks were owner driven. Only 10% of the trucks are institutional ones. Now when we are looking at scaling up, I am sure that 80% over a period of time will have to come down to 30-40% if we want India to reach that scale. And to be able to reach that scale, we will have to empower everyone to take decisions, to take alternate decisions, to make mistakes, to cover them up for mistakes, to let them innovate, let them think of different models. The idea is logistics is one industry where we have to perform. We have to 100% perform. A doctor can say, I did everything, now let us pray to God. A lawyer can say, I did everything, let's see what the judge says. I can't say that. I have to deliver his goods from point 1 to point 2. He will tolerate a delay. He may tolerate a mistake. He may debit me the expenditure, but I have to deliver. I can't say, I did everything, now let's hope it will happen. We have to recognize that we are one industry which does not have an option and has to deliver. And with facilitation and with all the changes coming up in the way we are operating, unless my entry level person is empowered, is given the tools, is given the domain, my company is not going to survive in the coming years.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Absolutely agree with you there. And I'm sure all of us sitting on the panel here today and our viewers would also agree with your point of view here. Would you also be able to share with us, what do you think are some best practices for effective people management, and how have those practices benefited your organization?
I think we must recognize that EXIM Logistics, at least on the service provider side, not on the airlines or the shipping company side, on the service provider side, is still owner driven. We are still an SME segment. We are still talking about companies which employ anything between 5 to 40 people who form the major chunk of this industry. How many companies are there who employ more than 40-45 people? I think that number would be less than 200 or 300. If you look at the entire servicing of the EXIM Logistics, my estimate is that we are about 30,000 companies. If I'm talking about the freight broker, the freight forwarder, the multimodal transport operator, the custom broker, if I'm looking at all of them, I think we are under 30,000 in such a large country. But against that, companies employing more than 50-60 people, I don't think are more than 300 or 350. I've had the opportunity of traveling to 27 Indian cities and meeting freight forwarders, meeting custom brokers, meeting the staff of the freight forwarders, the custom brokers, the custodians, the shipping lines. What is the one thing that an average person working in this industry that he is lacking? It is very sad, but the correct answer is self-esteem. We are so much used to being bullied, we are so much used to being pushed around, and we have accepted it. We have accepted it from the client side, we have accepted it from the authority side, we have accepted it in our own offices also. So I think self-esteem, if I as an employer can instill self-esteem in my people, I think I would have done a big journey over there. Another thing is I need to be a person with a lot of empathy and compassion. Staff don't work with you for money. Money is important. I am working, you are working, let's face it. Whenever I discuss with a staff, I ask him, why do you come to JBS? Whatever answer he gives me, I tell him, no, that's the wrong answer. You are coming to JBS to earn a livelihood. That is a settled issue. And your livelihood compensation is what you and I have discussed. So that is not what is going to retain you in the company. What is going to retain you in the company is your sense of belonging to the organization, and more important, organization's ability to belong to you, to belong to your family, to belong to your personal problems. We are an SME driven company. Like we employ about 100 people. At my level, I know everybody's names. I know whether they are married, how many children they have, where they stay, what their father has been doing, how many people fell ill, what they are doing. So a sense of belonging would be the second point I think that will happen. The third would be a trust. You need to trust your people. You have to let them feel that I will not have a problem tomorrow to explain to my senior how the mistake took place or what went wrong or what happened. You have to trust that they will do their jobs to the best of their ability. You cannot be a monitor over here. You should not monitor work done. You should monitor work not done. So when you have a staff, you have to work on him continuously to tell him, कि प्रॉब्लम होगा तो मेरे पास आओ, otherwise please don't come to me. I trust you, I want to let you do it, and I'm sure you will do it with all sincerity. So that sense of freedom, that sense of being empowered, that sense of us marginally, if I can use that word, decentralized working is what is going to make the staff feel like staying with you. As an employer, I must give my 200% to every employee who is working with me. I must talk to him on social issues, I must talk to him on family issues, I must guide him if I'm noticing that he's making a mistake in his personal life. I must help him with his investments, I must help him with his insurances, I must do everything for him, because he always looks at his employer, whatever may be the age of his employer, he looks at his employer as a father figure. So one has to be in a position to look at all of that and do it for the person, that no, I'm here, I'm with you, you can do it. You must, irrespective of worrying about attrition, the logistics sector has an attrition of around 25 to 30%. I think we as employers must accept that attrition is reality. Train the person. If he's not going to work for you, he's going to work for a competitor, but he's still going to be in Exim Logistics. He's going to work to raise the bar of Exim Logistics. So don't worry if a staff wants to leave you and go. Only talk to him and tell him that, look, as long as you were with me, I did everything in my power to be nice to me, nice to you. When you want to leave, be nice to me and go. I will let you go gracefully, I will let you go respectfully, but don't go out and misbehave with me.
Yeah.
Don't do these things. And if you can accept that life, you will meet a lot of people, you will interact with a lot of people, you have a contribution as an employer to make to every person who trusted you at some point in time. As long as he is with you, do everything in your power to help him. If he feels that he no longer needs you, let him go gracefully.
Okay, yes,
I
absolutely.
think this is how I would look at it.
For detailed learning on all logistics subjects, visit www.logiveda.com.